but it's going to be on this side of the road right here. Okay. Great little valley here. Getting pretty close. Has a lot of trees on it. Right in here, we ought to be getting close to the first boundary that we come to along the road. I think this would be the tract right here. All these trees right here. So you can see from the aerial map, we've got another road that takes off to the left up here. Oh, and there's a cabin up in the trees. Yeah, there's the road, the little road takes a left right there. So I'm gonna stop and get out and film this for you, bud. Okay, so I'm standing about at the southwest corner of the property. You can see the road takes off to the left. You can see it on the aerial plat. The pin's gonna be somewhere in here, in this mess here. Cabins up here in these very treed woods right in here. And this is the road going back out. And we'll be taking shots of that as we're driving out on our way out. So I'm gonna walk up through here to the cabin and kind of walk around behind it and stuff, and all around the land, and then find the other corner along the road here to give you a good idea what this tract is. And of course, so I just came up off the road where I was at right there. There's the other road over there, the valley over there. And you see this nice little tract in here. Clear a few trees out. So I'm about right here on the boundary line on this end, which will be the southern boundary line. I think the way this is oriented, it's a eastern boundary line. Is that right? Yeah, walking up the eastern boundary line right now. And see back down there, kind of see the cabin over there. Looks like you're gonna be able to. We're gonna walk over the cabin. There's another little spot of grass meadow area. Look, there's a valley that goes all the way up this boundary line, runs right up this valley. You can kind of see that on the topo and aerial over there. And then it goes up behind here pretty good. And on this side of the tract, it's got some usable ground to build something else, or build like a house up in here, right next to the little cabin. Oh. So, let's see, I couldn't run down and get a key, so we can see inside here. Okay, so just a little cabin. The door. Didn't look like the roof's leaking. Got a little table in there, and that's about it. Nice little covered deck porch here. Tyvek siding on it. You're not gonna have to worry about having to keep that. Put much maintenance into that. This underneath here looks pretty good. Nice and dry. Tree lumber coming around. Looks like it's moved forward a little bit. That can be fixed easily enough. It's on, looks like there's a concrete little pad there that they put their posts on. That's good. Metal door, it's nice. Another window here. Okay, you see the road right down there. It's a good little track. That valley right there, the main bottom of that valley right there, that's a good valley to be drilling water in. You can put a well on your side here. Pretty good shape. I'd put a metal roof on it. There's no leaks in it now, but it's not going to take long for those little shingles to, a few more winters of freezing and thawing, give you some leaking. See him here? Easy enough to cover that with some paneling and yeah, I've come back over to the let's see, the eastern boundary line. Or is it the east? Yeah, eastern boundary line. You know, I'm hugging right on it, walking up this little valley here. Yeah, a nice little valley. Keep going on up through the trees right there. The cabin's right down here, about 100 yards. Pretty stuff in here. Some firs, lots of thicker oaks, at least for around here. They're coming from, the road's down there. And this is a neat little area in here. You see the cabin. Probably a blurry shot, but that's the cabin. That's Zeke. When he stand by elk robe right there. Pretty in here. Okay, we've come up the hill from this direction, from the eastern boundary line. So we're facing about due north towards the road down there. Cabin's about 100 yards down in the trees that way. Starting to see the Spanish Peaks. We got another little bench right here. All right in here. You can come up and build something else. Be in the middle of the property. And then this is gonna be the highest point of the property up here. This little clearing area where this little knob is. You see it on the southern, along the southern boundary line there. A little rounded out knob. And the property line is going to cut rough across the back of it back here, about where my finger is right there. Across that. And up here, let's see. Oh yeah, you're going to have beautiful views. Let's see. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. That's the West Spanish Peak. It looks about that big while you're standing here. So we're on top here, walked up this direction. The southern boundary line runs back across there apart, and then down off this side. Oh, we get the West Spanish Peak too. It's going to drop down this side, and we've got, oh, it didn't go very far. We're right here. It didn't go all the way down to the bottom of that ravine. The western boundary line is going to cut across the side of this hill, about where we're standing, and then head this direction. So we're still coming down this western boundary line, and I just want to stop here because there's an old Jeep trail that was a part of this ranch. Comes up through here. It's going to go back down that little road down there. It's kind of nice. You can come back up in here deeper if you want, as long as the little ravine isn't washed out down there. But it wouldn't take much to fix it up. The cabin's about, again, 100 yards that way, 100 feet or so. So we're just coming down. Can't really, well, you knock down some trees on this thing too, you're going to have some good views. So we're just coming back down to the road here. Come on, Zeke. All right. I made it back down. The cabins back up there in the trees, and we just came down the hill. This is the road out. Okay, this is looking off to the west, going back out along the road here, but I'm standing at the southwest property corner. You can see, just wanted to show you the views over this way. Come around, there's one small cabin that's directly across. You come over here to the pile of rocks, the marker for this one. So it does come down that valley further than I thought. So you got this nice little level area here leading up through this valley that breaks open, little meadows and stuff going up through. There you go, that gives you an idea. There's a truck way down there. Okay, we're just driving out the little road you come in, you know, you turn off of. It's about 14 miles up Wet Canyon Road. You see that on the area topo map. You can see nice big meadows and fields here, and then there's the Sangres right there. And they're in your face here, buddy. And we'll see the Spanish Peaks and stuff up here. Get the right gear. Come up here. There's the West Spanish Peak. That's the West Spanish Peak right there. You can see it in the trees. You got the Sangres over here on this side, popping up over there. It's a pretty meadow. So now we're at the end of the drive that goes to the house. It's about maybe 3/4 of a mile back there. So you turn here and there's the West Spanish Peak. That's a mountain. So you see the nice meadow down here. See the East Spanish Peak over there through the trees. Now you'll begin to understand why there's so much wildlife up here. You see all these big mountain grass meadows. They hide up in the trees during the day. And that white schoolhouse, there's the East Spanish Peak. That white schoolhouse is where you take a left to come to the property. And you take the first left coming in. And that's Fisher's Peak over Trinidad, that way back east down there. Pretty little area.